I returned from a 2-day work trip to find my key useless and my front door not jammed, but replaced. My pulse raced as I stared at a text from the HOA president. Pick up your new keys. Discuss violations. They'd broken into my house, changed the locks, and thought they could summon me like a naughty child. They had no idea they'd targeted a security engineer who designed their entire system, every camera, sensor, and access point. I was Lucas Bennett, and my revenge would be digital, precise, and perfectly documented. 6 months ago, I'd settled into Pine Grove Estates, a quiet suburb, after leaving the military, where I'd sharpened my cybersecurity skills. Now a civilian, I built advanced security systems for banks, corporations, and, ironically, this very neighborhood. 3 years prior, under a different HOA board, my company installed Pine Grove's security network. Buried in the contract's fine print was my ongoing access to monitor and adjust the system as standard clause the new board clearly hadn't bothered to read. Trouble began when Diane Mercer took over as HOA president. She introduced ridiculous rules to maintain harmony, like banning work from home after 6 p.m. because screen glow disrupts evening ambience. As someone managing global clients across time zones, I called it absurd at an HOA meeting. Diane's eyes narrowed. Rules are rules, Mr. Bennett. Don't like them? Move. Her threat lingered. Harold Tate, a 70-year-old retired electrician next door, stood up. Lucas rewired my garage for free last winter. Leave good people alone. Diane's smile tightened, marking me as a target. The harassment was immediate. Violation notices flooded in. Grass too tall by a quarter-inch, unapproved window shades, a coiled hose. I photographed everything, filed the notices, and refused to pay, knowing they were retaliatory. After my third refusal, Diane texted, "Stronger measures if you persist." That night, I caught her deputy, Greg Walsh, installing a camera aimed at my house. A blatant privacy violation. This wasn't petty. It was a tactic I'd seen in conflict zones: set arbitrary rules, fabricate violations, escalate. I documented every step, anticipating legal action. Neighbors divided. Some, like the Morrisons, avoided me, fearing Diane's wrath. Others, like Harold, waved defiantly. The neighborhood's warmth faded, replaced by whispers and wary glances. Even kids stopped playing near my yard. At night, I looked at a photo of my late wife, Julia, gone 2 years from cancer. In her final days, she'd made me promise not to let anyone control me again, a jab at her domineering family. "You won't win, Diane," I whispered. An email from Claire Evans, the new HOA secretary, pinged. "They're planning something at your house Wednesday. Be careful." I called Megan Chun, a neighbor and civil rights attorney. "Document everything," she urged. "Set up surveillance." I installed hidden cameras at my doors and windows, linked to my phone. This wasn't just about Diane, it was about keeping my vow to Julia. Wednesday, I left early, ensuring my cameras were live. At 10 a.m., Claire texted, "Emergency inspection, fake gas leak claim." My app showed Diane, Greg, and a locksmith, Carl Jensen, at my door. "This legal?" Carl asked, sniffing. "No gas smell." Diane snapped. "Emergency clause covers it. Do your job." Carl swapped my locks as Diane and Greg entered, not checking pipes, but rifling through my desk, drawers, and photos. "Find something to force compliance," Diane ordered. Greg snapped pictures of my belongings. I seethed but stayed strategic, their every move recorded. After 20 minutes, they left, Carl lingering with unease. Diane texted, gloating, "Gas inspection done. Get new keys at the HOA office." New violations found. At the HOA office, Diane slid keys across her desk, smirking. "Unauthorized equipment, non-compliant blinds, after-hours work. Pay up or face liens." I stayed calm. "You trespassed illegally. No gas leak." Her smile didn't falter. "Prove it." "We have board approval." I took the keys, saying, "I catch violators, not aid them." She frowned. Outside, Carl approached. "I'm sorry. It felt wrong." I recognized him. "Jensen's Locks, pre-rebrand. I saved your database from ransomware 5 years ago." His eyes widened. "That was you." I saw an ally. "Help me fix this," I said. I shared the footage with Megan, who confirmed clear trespassing but said we needed their motive. Using my contract's access, I monitored HOA public areas legally. Late one night, I pulled archived footage of Diane and Greg in the HOA office. We need 5 more families to sell by next month, Diane said. Greg hesitated. They won't. Lucas is rallying resistance. Diane slammed her desk. Make them sell. Hike fees. Pile on violations. Crestview Development needs these lots. I want my $50,000 bonus. My jaw dropped at a kickback scheme to force sales for a developer. I secured the file. A midnight alert showed a man from Prime Security, hired by Diane, trying to disable my camera. Floodlights and a blaring security breach detected sent him fleeing, dropping a branded screwdriver. Its serial traced to a company founded 3 months ago, linked to Diane's cousin. Her network ran deep. Harold told me the Lopez's at number 12 were moving, fined $2,000 for a memorial tree, and threatened with liens. At a diner, Carl revealed changing locks on 3 homes under fake emergencies, slipping me work orders signed by Diane. Claire texted, "Water and power outage scheduled at your house maintenance." Friday, my utilities were cut. Cameras caught Diane and Greg planting listening devices in my home. Diane snarled, "Find dirt financials, anything to ruin him." Greg wavered. "This is risky, breaking and entering." Diane scoffed. "We control the HOA security. Soon, the neighborhood." Claire sent a Crestview email screenshot. $50,000 to Diane for the deal. "Dirty numbers," she wrote, an accountant's scorn. Megan shared a bombshell. Diane was likely Karen Holt, investigated for HOA fraud in Arizona, vanishing when cornered. I crafted a fake Crestview email to Diane, demanding offshore account details. Her panic call to Greg, caught on HOA cameras, confirmed it. "Someone knows about the money," she said. Greg urged calm. Diane dismissed him. "Bennett's dangerous, but he can't prove it." I smirked, forgotten I wrote the system's code. An HOA notice demanded I remove illegal cameras within 24 hours, forged with fake board signatures. Diane, suspecting a leak, demanded staff devices. I triggered a false alarm across Pine Grove, giving Claire cover to slip me a USB. HOA funds diverted to Diane's cousin's fake firm, $75,000 embezzled. A new low came, a drug inspection notice, smearing me as a dealer. Harold warned, "They're calling you a hacker." Neighbors shunned me, believing Diane's lies. Megan urged patience. "We need the full case." Greg called, haggard, wanting a deal. "She's Karen Holt. Ran an Arizona scam. She'll frame me." He handed over articles and a photo Diane with dyed hair. "I'll wear a wire," he offered. The next day, he recorded Diane accusing him of disloyalty, threatening to pin embezzlement on him. "What about Crestview?" he pressed. "I'll handle it," she snapped. "Once Bennett's gone, the rest will cave." That night, Diane visited Prime Security. My cameras caught her at my house, spotting a decoy camera, emailing residents about an emergency meeting on my voyeurism. Neighbors glared as I grabbed my mail. Her smear was working. Megan rallied. "We've got Greg's tape, Claire's records, your footage. Strike at the meeting." Doubt hit hard that night, staring at Julia's photo. "Everyone's against me," I whispered, burning a system sketch in despair. Harold's knock broke my spiral. "I don't buy their lies, son." His faith reignited mine. I prepped with Megan, Claire, and Carl, finalizing evidence. Claire sent Diane's expulsion email, planning to oust me post-meeting. Greg confirmed, "It's your eviction vote." Saturday's community center was packed, tension thick. Diane, composed, opened. "Lucas Bennett's illegal cameras threaten your privacy, your kids. He violates rules, runs a business, endangers us. We'll vote to force his sale." Murmurs grew. Harold's protest was drowned out. I stood. "Before you vote, see the truth." Diane snapped, "This isn't a trial." I countered, "It's yours, Karen." Her real name stunned her. I plugged in my laptop, projecting the Crestview email. Diane's forcing sales for kickbacks. Her face paled as footage played. "Make them sell. I want my bonus." Gasps filled the room. For 20 minutes, I exposed her. Illegal entries, fake violations, $75,000 embezzled, the Crestview scheme. Carl testified about lock changes. Megan presented Greg's affidavit and Diane's Arizona past. Diane screamed, "He faked it." I showed HOA cameras. "These are legal feeds you abused." I protected my home. Residents erupted, Sharing stories. $500 fines for holiday lights. Lien threats. 2 officers entered, summoned by Megan. MS. Mercer, we need you for questioning. Diane pointed at me. This isn't over, she called, let out in handcuffs. Harold cheered. Good riddance. Laughter broke the strain. Claire moved to adjourn for new elections, approved swiftly. Diane faced charges: fraud, theft, trespassing. Greg took a plea. Crestview was investigated. Claire led a reformed HOA, scrapping fines, refunding fees. Of Freedom Day, barbecue rebuilt bonds. Megan and I grew close, hinting at more. At 3 a.m., cameras caught Diane at my door, screwdriver and gasoline in hand. My system trapped her in the mudroom, lights blazing, voice booming. Hello, Karen. Police notified. She pounded shatterproof glass as cops arrived, her arson attempt ending her bail. News called it a corrupt official's last gasp. I upgraded Pine Grove's security for free and consulted for other HOAs, honoring Julia's wish. Security isn't just tech, it's justice, boundaries standing firm. Diane crossed mine and lost.